Hello everyone. So today's second episode of the 1 hour pull-ups, we're gonna talk about eccentric training, which has been used by many professionals and coaches over the years to enhance the performance. We first need to distinguish between two types of eccentric training. The first one is the submaximal eccentric training, which is usually used for rehabilitation or by bodybuilders to have a different stimuli for hypertrophy. In submaximal eccentric training, usually the intensity are about 60 to 80% of 1 RM. The second one is the one we are going to talk about today, which is the supramaximal eccentric training, which is a training that enhances the performance of the specific movement you want to learn. You're going to improve the strength, you're going to improve the power, because you work with a very high intensity. So we're talking about 110, 120, even up to 140% of 1 RM. This depends by many factors. I gotta say straight away that this is a type of training that is addressed only for athletes, or anyway for individuals that have a very good training experience. So we're talking about 3, 4, 5 years of training experience, especially in the specific movement that you want to learn, in this case the 1 hour pull-up. Now the reason for this is there are mainly 3 reasons. The first one is the technique. You need to have a very good technique if you want to start training with supramaximal eccentric contraction. So you need a good experience in the movement. The second reason is because it's very stressful for your tendons, for your joints, for your muscles. So it's very impactful. And obviously, in a beginners that it doesn't have this type of adaptation, you increase the risk of injury. So it's not optimal. The third reason is this is very impactful even from a narrower point of view. So it's already not very easy to create a progression for eccentric training and put this progression into a program so that it can fit, that is useful, and it doesn't affect negatively other skills or the performance itself. In beginners is not used with this type of loads, it will become basically impossible to create this type of progression, and as I always say, it's like will fry up your brain in a couple of weeks, so it's become pointless. So my advice for eccentric training, my tips for eccentric training are 3 or 4. The first one, you need to own the movement, so you need to do a proper 1 hour pull-up or more than 1 hour pull-up for the reason that I just explained. The second tips is just take in small doses. Never use it as a main progression. Use it always as an assistance progression for your 1 hour pull-up. It will be too stressful for your body, for your central nervous system. The third tips is that it's more like a mistake that many do. So many people, they tend to work with eccentric training with full range of movement, and when they do this negative phase, they tend to lose the shoulders at some point. So they focus all of the effort in the first part of the movement and not in the second part of the movement of the eccentrics. So maybe a good tips could be like instead of do like a full range of movement, try to focus only on like some specific ways of the movement, that maybe those ones where you are not very strong in. The 4 tips will be start easy. Start with a very low intensity, like 90% low intensity compared to the eccentric training, so that you let your body slowly adapt, slowly get used to this type of load, to this type of intensity. To summarize, this is a very specific type of training that it can be used if you want to improve your performance, but there are some must. In my opinion, someone that has no experience should never use this type of training in his program.